You're listening to the GemMint podcast by GFNF. Your weekly breakdown of sports cards, hobby news, and everything in between. Here's your hosts, Jake and Nico.
Yo, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to GemMint by GFNF, episode 9. Honing in on double-digit episodes here, Jake. What's going on, man?
It's been a good week so far. One episode more and we'll hit 10 and officially be legit.
Yeah, I think that's when you kind of take the turn and, you're out of that honeymoon phase.
Mm-hmm. They start putting us in commercials and all that.
Yeah, exactly. Start praising us. Yeah, the Super Bowl commercial didn't work out this year, but
we couldn't come up with the $7 million or whatever.
Yeah, it was something weird. I don't know.
Yeah,
we'll get it. We'll get it next year.
Right.
But yeah, like you said, pretty good week. On the retail front, we did see Target, which I think we were all kind of expecting. Pretty like smallish drop, but we did see Mosaic football mega boxes, which was cool. I think that's what everyone was kind of waiting for. The other stuff was kind of just, I mean, we did have blaster boxes too, but I think the mega boxes were kind of like what everyone was waiting on, just from, I guess, like a profit perspective too. But they were $50. It was 3 quantity, right?
Yep, everything was 3 quantity.
Yeah, everything was 3, all red card. But yeah, I mean, I did pretty well. I think I have like 100 boxes coming myself. I think you did pretty well too, right?
Yeah, similar. I think I'm right around the 90 mark.
Yeah, and I think members in general had a really good drop. Now the usual mishaps here and there with some people, but I think for the most part it went well.
Well, we can't have a perfectly clean week. That would be too easy.
And I mean, prices are like pretty solid. Most sales are around the $90 mark. Some people are donating theirs on eBay less than that.
Yeah,
don't do that. I mean, just like look at the longevity boxes for rookies and stars, which I know have like the hits and stuff in it, but they're like, I think even on StockX, those are at $140,
which is insane. It's rookies and stars.
I know, but I think just like the fact that you can get like almost the equivalent of hobby hits in a retail box is like really, really helped blow that up. And I know when I posted about it, I kind of said, I think $120, sooner rather than later is like not out of the question. It just blew past that.
Oh yeah.
Which is just insane. But
yeah, it's been on a steady trajectory up since they hit people's hands. Like, people couldn't get enough. I know breakers on Facebook and stuff and whatnot, they were dying to get them.
What's your plan with these? I know, like, you and I, we typically move stuff pretty quick, but are you going to hold any just with, like, how the pattern's been with mega boxes in general? Or
you mean for Mosaic?
Yeah.
Yeah, I probably will. I mean, I'm not, if people are going to dump into the market at 65 or 70, 75, I mean, I'll probably sit on them a little bit. I mean, we still have a significant amount of time until the next retail football comes out.
Yeah, and I mean, we have drops every 2 weeks, so there's like a decent amount of time in between drops. I'm trying to see there. I actually never like looked into the picture, but did you notice on the side of the box it says retail exclusive Genesis parallels?
Did it?
Yeah, let me show you this, but I'm just noticing it now because I remember we were talking, everyone was like, "Oh, are there any exclusives?" If you open that,
oh yeah,
you see it on the bottom right there. It says Mosaic Genesis Parallel Retail Exclusive.
Interesting. I mean, I don't know.
I guess I haven't opened any hobby of this, so I can't speak to it, and I really haven't watched much on the breaking front. But did they not put Genesis at all in hobby?
I'm almost positive they did. Because also on the front of the box it says retail exclusive autographs and scripts and rookie scripts. But
well, I know there are different, I think different autos in retail. But
Right.
on the Genesis side, like that's just a parallel.
I mean, yeah, you can't. That's like saying having retail exclusive orange refractors.
Yeah,
It's orange was orange.
yeah. Well, Bowman did have green. It was a retail thing, but
Right, but there wasn't green. There wasn't. I mean, it was green paper, right?
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, I don't know how they would make the Genesis different.
Yeah, that's weird. I'm just noticing that now. So that'll be interesting to see.
Now I want to rip some.
I know we got one member. Shout out to Stillers, man. I mean, he is posting another
He rips
Genesis
a ton.
like every day, every day.
I know.
So he's either getting lucky or I think he said he hasn't opened that much. I mean, it does sound like they're pretty plentiful. Which we've
He's
talked
probably
about.
talking. He's probably talking to Ryan. Shout out Lease Wash because he rips a ton too. He did a good job of finding the Genesis in the basketball.
Yeah, you can sniff them out for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see what prices. We didn't see Walmart drop really anything today. It was just overpriced blasters and $30 hangers.
Yeah.
Still no mega boxes.
Did you see that fire that's going on at their warehouse?
Oh, dude, insane.
We may never see megas.
We had a couple members that I think either lived close by or had buddies that were like lived like 15-ish miles away, and they were sending pictures from their house and like how massive this fire actually was.
I mean, did you see the pictures of it?
I saw the videos.
Yeah, it's wild. So
Yeah.
if that's where they keep their MJ Holdings boxes before shipping them out, we may. I mean, seriously, in all reality, if there's product in there that got damaged and not going to be able to be done, that means there's significantly less of this stuff. So maybe holding those megas is not a bad idea.
Yeah, I mean, they're not gonna. I don't think they're gonna reprint it. It's probably like it sounds like an insurance type policy between Walmart, MJ Holdings, Panini, whatever. But
they can't even print on time as it is, let alone reprint.
Yeah. That's actually a pretty good point. I mean, hopefully everyone's okay. I didn't see if there were any fatalities or anything, but that's definitely like an interesting angle to look at. Maybe that's why they canceled all 6 of my PS5s, but that's a different story.
Maybe we should do some recon work tomorrow. Let's call down there pretending to be, I don't know, MJ Holdings rep saying, "Hey, I hope everyone's okay. But by the way, how are the mega boxes?"
Yeah, I'm sure they'll appreciate that. Pretty busy week for Tops too. I guess starting with your favorite MetaZoo, we had the second edition of Tops and MetaZoo, the Wildness or something like that. I forget exactly what it was called.
The Wilderness.
That was it.
Basically, it's like a jungle, right? The jungle set of Pokemon. That's basically what they were copying, I think.
I bought mine because I'm like an idiot and I'll buy anything.
You're very spendy.
I've been very spendy this week, to say the least. I've been very.
It's been an expensive week. There's no doubt about that. It really
has. So yeah, we saw those. Those were cheap. That's why I bought them. $50 each. I've spent $50 on worse things.
I don't know if I have. I passed. I'm so anti. When I found out there was a brand new TCG game that you couldn't play, that I would want to. I never played Pokemon.
Yeah, exactly.
That's one of the draws, right? Is there was Pokemon tournaments and stuff, and
I think so. Yeah.
I mean, MetaZoo is just cards to look at, I guess, but it is what it is.
Yeah, but that wasn't the big one. We had 2 pretty big drops. I guess the first one was kind of a shock drop because the email came about 2 hours after it was actually purchasable.
Shout out Tops.
Yeah, in classic Tops fashion. 2022 Bowman first edition. So this is the equivalent of the product with Jason Dominguez, Bobby Witt, and then last year Blaze Jordan, Maximo Costa, those guys. So this is our first product, slated to ship in 25 to 30 days, is what it said on there. So we maybe will get this actually before Bowman releases, because that's what it's supposed to be. At a price of $3.99, a lot of people passed. People, especially on card Twitter, love to be vocal about when they don't buy something.
Right.
Like if they don't buy it, they got to let everyone know that they're not buying it. But me, I bought my 2 boxes. I know you bought your boxes.
Yep.
It's a great hold. That's what it comes down to. It's Bowman. You wait for the one or two guys to get the call up, and that's really what carries these products. Is you have the rare years like 2016 with those studs, but it really just takes one or two guys to carry this. So
yeah, and unlike we saw with Draft, and we both love Bowman Draft, but unlike Bowman Draft First Edition, this does have the chance at autos. Again, it's wildly tough to hit, but it does provide the opportunity for some from First Edition autos.
I actually got one in the mail yesterday. I bought a Jay Allen First Edition auto.
I like it.
Yeah, actually from one of our members, McSandy, that does breaks.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he sent it to me, and it's for one of his clients. He's like, I was like, oh, is he looking to sell it? He's like, I think he's gonna grade it. But here's his Instagram. Hit him up. Ended up working out a deal.
Numbered?
Well, yeah. So like, they pull the autos from the live Bowman product and then stamp them. So you don't really know how many autos there are. So it's an Aqua Lava.
Gotcha.
So it's out of the 199, but it has the first edition foil stamp on it. And I posted it on Twitter, and I wrote, not something you see every day, first edition Jay Allen auto. And I can't begin to tell you how many replies I got trying to correct me that, oh, well, there's 198 more. I'm like, no, I was like, look at the card. You don't understand how first edition works. So basically, the reason the autos are so rare is they pull them from the actual Bowman product, stamp them first edition, and then randomly put them in the packs. So they're from the live Bowman. They're chrome. Even though all the cards are paper, the autos are chrome. They're not sticker. They're on card. They're like just extremely, extremely rare. The only I know with Draft this year, they pulled them out of the product like that. But 2020 Draft with like Torkelson, I know they're like actually. I don't think they're pulled from production because I saw the one on Twitter. It was numbered out of 20 and it was a blue, just like a true blue. With the first edition.
That's not a normal parallel.
No.
So
yeah, so that was I think I was asking $10,000. So that was a little different, but I think now they just strictly pull it from production, stamp it, and toss it in.
Yep.
So yeah, looking forward to this product. I love the design. It's one of my favorites in a while. So it's gonna
prices are doing well.
Yeah, so looking at eBay sales, mostly 500, a couple 6, and I think let's see what the cheapest is listing. I think it's still in stock. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure it's still in stock, but yeah, cheapest buy it now is around 500. Yeah, on Topps' website. But I think it dropped with a 1 quantity limit. Instead of the 2 we had for Montgomery Club. Yeah, I mean most around 500. Again, there's a lot of good guys in this. We don't have a checklist, but we presumably can assume who is going to be in this. A lot of good names. Bowman typically does really, really well. Has some stud international guys who missed, who aren't in draft products last year, or didn't have autos. So, yeah, looking forward to it. I'm gonna try not to rip it, but we'll see if I can hold out.
I don't think I will.
Yeah,
right into it.
That's what I said about that 50 box pack. I ripped through all of them in one night. So
yeah, right.
We'll see. And then we also saw another first edition product. It was the UEFA Champions League. This is the first paper product for soccer from Topps. Mm-hmm. So of course they had to make a first edition version of it.
Of course.
It dropped on all the European regions, right? I'm pretty sure it hit everyone.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was anywhere from about 350 to 400 USD, depending on which region you ordered from, shipped. And the cheapest box on eBay right now is $650. I was hesitant on. I didn't buy it. mainly just because it was a combination of I've just been buying a lot of stuff, and I didn't feel super confident in it. I know a lot of people are bullish on this product. It's just, we've never seen this market. I think it's riskier than buying the Bowman boxes. Being that they're the same price, they're just, there's no sales. The prices are high. I talked with some of my buddies who are soccer guys. There's some good names in it, but auto-wise, there are good autos, but there's only one rookie auto. But the nice thing is the parallels, the highest numbered is at a 30. So these are low numbered stuff. So we'll
less
see.
than 5,000 boxes made.
Yep.
They did sell out, which is good. At a price point that high, it does make people nervous. It's understandable.
Yeah.
This thing's going to kind of be probably, if you can get 500-600 out of it, or not 5 or 6, 5, probably launch it. If not, I do see these at least holding, if not maybe ticking up towards the World Cup time. It was such a weird call, right? We knew it was coming, but it was a shock drop as far as we didn't know what day. We knew it was coming, but it's hard to, because when have we ever been let down by a Topps Uefa drop? But more often than not, the price on Topps Uefa stuff is usually around the $70 to $100 range, and this one was triple that. So it'll be interesting to see, and it'll be a learning process for next year. But I think if you did buy it, I don't think you'll lose money on it, and there's potential to definitely make some good.
Yeah, I think the design's pretty cool too. It honestly kind of reminds me of 2016 Bowman.
Ooh, about as good as it gets there.
Yeah, I don't know why. Just looking at like the borders and stuff, just really reminds me of 2016 Bowman.
Topps designs across the board this year. I mean, the 2022 Bowman design is amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I think F1 in the 2021 design really pops too. They did a really good job. It looks way better than baseball for some reason. I don't know why, but
the checker flag parallels are good.
Oh, dude, amazing. They're really dope. It's like X Factor baseball meets Formula One. It's pretty cool. So we'll keep an eye on this. I think the regular Uefa Champions League should drop next week. I gotta imagine it's gonna be like $100 a box, being paper. But again, we'll see what they actually what they do with that. Pretty healthy week online. In store, I think is still pretty slow. It seems like some targets are still getting Formula One. Donruss basketball has been hitting like BJ's and stuff, which a lot of members have been buying. And if you got people to buy it, I mean, go buy it. We're dealing with a time where quantity is king. If you can make a few bucks and you got a lot of it, it adds up pretty quick. So don't pass on it if you can put the legwork into to make a move on that. But some pretty dope stuff happening in the hobby right now. This one's really interesting. So we talked about it last week. The Gary V cards by ZeroCool. So this was his blind auction. It was 800 boxes, right?
1,000 boxes on the print run, but they held 200 back, so 800 for public release.
Yep. So 800 for public. You could bid 5 times per account or per card or something like that, and whatever the blind bid, whatever the market decided it was, would be what you were charged. So the final price ended up being $2,150, so $2,150, and that proved to be a very good purchase.
Yeah, no kidding. Did you put a bid in?
I did, but not that much.
I put $1,850, so I missed it by $300.
Yeah, you were closer than I was.
Cheap. I was being cheap.
Yeah, I did 15. I thought that would be sufficient, but it wasn't.
You were being real cheap.
I was being real cheap, but I mean, 5,500 is about what they're going for on eBay. There's like 20-ish sales or so. People are ripping them. Probstein already has listings.
That's funny.
I would maybe we can convince convince. This is funny. Convince Vince. So Vince got 5 boxes.
I've said it to him 5 times. He's not ripping.
He won't rip them. Oh my god.
Oh, well, he hasn't responded to it, but he might. I told him, I said, that's good content. The only video I've seen of someone ripping it is Sports Card Investor.
I think Card Collector 2, when he went out to Gary V.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I think they ripped one.
Yeah. Yep.
But yeah, it'd be interesting to see like what is more profitable. Well, I guess the seal box is probably more profitable unless you hit something big. But I mean, some of these cards are. There's the 101 Like a Sponge. It is at $2,700 with 5 days left.
Unreal.
So, also just curious on how the quality of these are.
I looked up. They're 36-point cards, so they're standard. I mean, standard thickness.
Are they really?
Yeah. Yeah, it said on the checklist 36 points.
Yeah. Also interesting, the back says this trading card has no correlation or benefits related to the NFT of this VFriend. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. Shout out to Vince making a good play on that.
Yeah, no kidding.
But yeah, I think we'll be on the lookout for the next one of those. You gotta imagine people might be a little more aggressive, depending on what it is. Maybe we'll see Gary V Book Games set or something like that. But
how long until we see a post from PSA that they graded the first one?
I'm surprised we haven't seen one graded yet.
Walkthrough.
I would have thought Gary would have went and did one, but
oh yeah, definitely. I'm sure he will. I'm sure a lot of people will.
Yeah.
But we also had something cool. The Shoebox Treasures, which is the baseball Hall of Fame. It's their card vault where they basically induct cards into the super popular cards into their vault and showcase there at the Hall of Fame headquarters. But they added 2 new cards, which are super cool. One that we have chased after ourselves, 2019 Bowman Wander Franco auto. His first Bowman Chrome auto was added to that showcase Hall of Fame, and the 2018 Panini Kaboom Vlad Guerrero Jr. Also super short print card, beautiful card. Not my cup of tea. I'm not a huge fan of unlicensed, but definitely a sought after card, and that's cool. If you ever get out to the Baseball Hall of Fame, have you ever been to the Baseball Hall of Fame?
I actually haven't. No.
It's an amazing experience. It's so cool, all the stuff there, and you kind of walk through the hall as like a progression through time. It starts early on with the Negro League stuff and progresses through dead ball era into where we are today. But I actually don't remember the card vault there, the Shoebox Treasures, but definitely got to make it back there and take a look at that.
Gotta imagine it's a big part of it now. With how and obviously we can see that with what they've added to it. Some modern stuff. So yeah, I haven't been. I do definitely need to get out there. So that's pretty cool though. It's
company trip. We can write it off.
Yeah, we could. Yeah, I got the card, so we could probably book that tonight.
Perfect.
This is
booking it right now.
So we saw Fanatics. I guess this is kind of like an online drop story, but there's more to it here. They loaded Hoops exclusive megas, Fanatics exclusive megas, but you clicked the link and it brought you to this page that no one ever seen before. It was a drop pretty much that you can enter, and it was a raffle that basically said, we will charge you if you are picked. So but the page went down. Did you notice that?
Yeah, I sure did.
So I think they either didn't mean to deploy it yet, or something technical was going wrong on their end.
Definitely. I mean, we saw some members, some staff, enter 7, 8, 9 times on the same account.
Yeah, so I think that's probably what went wrong.
Yeah,
I think you're like, oh damn, we didn't think about that part, that anyone would actually try doing that. But
Fanatics is off to a booming start in the card.
Yeah,
they've had a raffle system flop, and they were. I mean, obviously the Gary V cards. I think just how hot NFTs are, that's probably not the norm. I don't think every set they put out is going to be like that. But these two new things that happened this past week, a little bit of look into possibly the future of sports cards.
Yeah, they I think they are just trying new stuff. And I think this is the time to try that new stuff. I think they kind of have this little period where they can test these things out,
right?
See what works, what doesn't work. So
it's also not solely branded by Fanatics, so they have a escape route, right? So they could blame ZeroCool if something happened with the Gary V Fanatics cards, and but these are Panini cards that are going up on their site, which they don't own Panini, so they have a scapegoat now all the way around.
True. It's not a bad way to look at it.
I mean, yeah, minimizing risk. That's part of business. I get it.
I like it.
But we do have Donruss again unlicensed, but Donruss Baseball's right around the corner here. I think in the next week or two, it's scheduled to come out, which is cool story. 1982 Donruss, the 30-year anniversary of that. That's Cal Ripken Jr.'s rookie. Real cool story behind that. They actually were they sued Topps because Topps basically gave them a cease and desist when they started making the 82 set because they were making it with pieces of gum in the back. And Topps had a trademark on that. So they went through this legal battle and they ended up losing, and that's why you saw those puzzle pieces. Remember, I'm sure if you look through some junk wax boxes at card shows and gone through your grandpa's collection and stuff like that, or your dad's old collection, you'll see those puzzle piece cards, and that's where they came from, the 82 Donruss and on, because of that battle with Topps. Just kind of a cool story that, Topps said, nope, the gum is our thing, and even if it doesn't sell, people can open it in 30 years and taste that nasty, chalky, powdery, whatever it is.
Rock. Yeah. I've never been... I usually do open one. Like, if I get bored, I'll open one box of Donruss Baseball, but typically, I think this year I might just pass. Just been opening too much other stuff to...
Never a bad thing.
Yeah.
Go buy a Series 1 hanger box or something.
I mean, the chances of you making your money back, which I think a lot of people try to do when they open, terrible idea to go into opening wax praying that you get your money back, because it's never, like, you just can't do that.
You do it because of either A, a passion, or B, an uncontrollable addiction. For me, at least.
Yeah. But
I'm sitting here thinking right now, I want to rip something open.
Me too. Get some F1 in the closet. I just keep thinking about, but stop thinking about it. So Beckett has quadrupled their space in Texas to expand their grading services, which is interesting to me because as someone that talks with Ronnie a lot, who subs for people, it seems like they're struggling a little bit in regards to keeping up with PSA. And if you look, and they're just grading like shit, just to put it bluntly. I think more and more people are just going to PSA. You have these economy subs that the cards sell better. People typically look for Beckett to crack, to send to PSA. Right. So interesting play. I don't know. Maybe they're just doing it to keep up with PSA, who just got that space in Jersey.
I mean, that's exactly what they're doing. I wish I had that graphic still, but I saw. You see, about a week ago, maybe it was 2 weeks ago, they put out. I don't know if it was Golden or if it was PSA themselves or somebody, sports card investor, put out the amount of cards graded in the past month, and PSA was like 850,000. SGC was somewhere around the 100,000 mark, and Beckett was bottom of the list. Yeah,
it's crazy. I actually was on the phone with PSA rep yesterday about an order I had, and he's like, we just got so much stuff, like, because I was like, oh, can you get my order out, today? He's like, I can't guarantee it. Like, he's like, we're kind of pushing back, which kind of scared me a little bit too. Like, we're pushing back some economy and regular. I think they just have so much stuff, which I think we know that, but to hear from kind of right from the horse's mouth, it was interesting. But I don't know. I actually have never personally subbed to Beckett. Like,
I haven't either. Oh, that's not true. I did one. I have a really cool one of my PC cards. I have you know Heritage, which just came out. Obviously, Topps Heritage.
Yeah.
They have those cool Clubhouse collection relics,
Mhm.
and I had a triple Cubs one that was hand numbered
Ooh.
and stuff. I sent as a thick card over there a couple years back, and I mean, back then it was, nobody was in the hobby, so you get your orders back in 2 weeks, and it was
Yeah.
cheap. But
I mean, I've sent
in
through
this new
people,
age,
but I haven't like sent myself. I know they were the king of grading, and that was the gold standard. But it's changed. You got to adapt, and PSA is just
adapt or die.
has taken the forefront of grading, and it doesn't seem like it's going to be slowing down. So,
I think the slabs are nicer too. I mean, they feel better. They look better.
That clunky piece of plastic.
Another thing we saw back into a little bit into the NFT world was announcement of NBA Top Shot Clone is what it was called, which is not a super creative name, but basically it's a new platform that's allowing fans to make their own, like make and mint their own moments as NFTs. So picking sporting moments, I guess. There wasn't a ton of information on it other than just announcing that it was coming, and it makes me think like, okay, do you go back to, a moment in baseball history where Barry Bonds broke the single season home run record, but what happens if 500 other people want to make that a moment? I don't know how they regulate.
Sounds like a rug pull.
Rug, yeah.
Sounds like a rug
I mean,
pull.
NBA Top Shot, we all made quite a bit of money at the launch of that thing. It kind of died off then after that. I haven't paid much attention to it, but it'll be interesting. We'll keep an eye on it, see how it goes.
Yeah, that's I don't think that would be something that I would be looking to get involved with. Mainly because it's NBA, but it just sounds a little washy. Kind of no structure to it almost, but
they should, since they make us watch the last 2 minutes of basketball games that take 3.5 hours, they should make 30-minute NFT moments on Top Shot Club. You should have to watch
the
your
whole
moment
game.
should be 30 minutes long.
I like that.
Take that.
Yeah. Giannis Antetokounmpo. So how do you say it? Antetokounmpo?
I think it's Giannis
A.
Fancy
from the Bucks.
Yeah.
So he's in the middle of a lawsuit against Leaf for stealing Greek Freak on a card, and Leaf is kind of known for their fun, kind of out there abstract cards. But apparently Giannis was not happy with that. So
it's interesting too, right? Because you remember the story about his Instagram Live?
I don't know.
Where he went live on Instagram. So basically, let's start from the beginning. There's a lot of people waiting on redemptions of his. One of one redemptions mainly. There's like 3 or 4 1-of-1 redemptions of Giannis that have not been sent out, and along with some other ones. Well, he went live on Instagram one night. This was at least a year, if not almost 2 ago, and was just talking with his fans and stuff like that. And on the manifold behind him was some of those cards. So he had signed them and kept them or something.
Oh yeah. Okay,
so
I do remember.
I don't know if I would if I was the lawyer, I would definitely be referencing that in this lawsuit. But...
Sir, I think you have like a closet full of cards you're supposed to get back. So
you thief,
and you're coming at Leaf. Come on, bro.
Here's the question: who has more money, Leaf Trading Card Company or Giannis?
That's a good question. I feel like Giannis didn't even like want to do this. It's probably some family member or something. It's like, hey, dude, like, let me lead this.
This is an easy $10 million payday.
Yeah. By the way, I charge like $1,000 an hour to represent it. So, interesting one, but a pretty cool update here. I don't. Has this been made public yet?
It has not. This is inside info.
So the obviously we had Brett on, the Wander Mania man himself, the pulled the 101. It officially has been graded, and it is a PSA 8. So I think that's what Brett thought it would get.
Yeah, that's what he predicted on the thing. Yep.
Yeah. So PSA 8 probably doesn't really affect it too much. I don't think.
I don't think so.
No. So I believe it'll probably be in the April premiere. auction.
Yeah.
Um,
That's what they told them. It's currently on. I think it's currently on its way back to gold now, and we'll debut in the April auction. Hopefully, someone pays for it. Whoever buys it pays for it.
So we'll be following that, and we'll definitely be making guesses. The week of that podcast, whenever that goes live.
Maybe we'll have Brett back on and do. Yeah. Maybe we'll have him on do a live stream. If it's not on Wednesday night or something, we'll live stream and say, "Hey,
it'd be cool."
What is this going to go? Vince can bet on it with all his ZeroCool friends.
Yeah, maybe I'll bet against Vince with the ZeroCool. That's fine.
There you go.
Tom Brady.
Oh, love it.
Vince. Okay, so speaking of Vince thinks he called this, which he kind of did. He didn't. But he didn't. I'm standing firm that he didn't, because he said he was going to take a year off and come back, and he took 2 months and came back. And I got to say, the memes of Tom Brady on retiring were great. I liked the one that was like, it took one Sunday trip to Whole Foods for Tom Brady to be like, screw this, I got to go back. Yeah. So apparently Tom Brady hates his family, according to Twitter, which is obviously not true.
He's a family man. He's a good dude, but this was not something that just snap changed. Something in those month and a half, 2 months, whatever it was. Something.
Do you think maybe? So the night before, literally the night before, he announced coming back. His final touchdown ball sold at auction for over $500,000. You think he caught wind of who bought it and didn't like the guy? It was like, screw this guy, I'm coming back.
I heard a rumor that being the good dude that he is, that it might have been Tom that bought it himself to save someone from taking a huge.
Oh, really? I guess they don't announce who it is.
That's not confirmed, but that's not confirmed, but. Then again, if I was the person that bought it for $518K and then all of a sudden it goes down to like a $20,000 ball, I would be vocal about it. You'd see me on podcasts, you'd see me on the news and stuff. I'd at least be talking about it. So the fact that no one has, maybe it is. Maybe it was Tom himself.
You think?
Didn't he pay for this ball with at least a Bitcoin? And the guy that
to get it back because
no. Wait, that couldn't.
Oh, that was the touchdown ball. That was the record-breaking touchdown.
Yeah,
that Mike Evans threw into the stands or whatever. That was insane.
Ridiculous.
Goddamn it, Mike.
Hysterical.
But yeah, I wonder if he didn't buy it. People were saying can this guy fight it because the item's not as described now. It's not his last touchdown ball.
Just the timing behind that. You have to assume Tom was aware of this auction, right?
I would hope so.
I don't know why I'm calling him Tom, we're best buddies, but I'm gonna call him Tom.
I'm just gonna text him right now and ask him if he knew.
Yeah, Tommy. Yeah.
Yeah. That sucks. But yeah, I bet if you also have $500,000 to drop on a football, you probably are well off. Let's be honest.
You're not hurting.
Yeah. And so also on the football front. Rodgers' contract was revealed. It is monstrous. $42 million this year, almost $60 million the year after, and then a cool $50 in the final one. And the first 2 years are guaranteed, so he's walking away with $100 million.
Yeah, no matter what.
Not bad. He deserves it. Let's be real.
I agree.
So hopefully he can keep performing because it's fun to watch him light it up when it's not against the Cowboys.
They got to bring his boy back, though. They got to bring Devontae back.
You have to imagine that he was like, listen, you either bring him back, because he's got nothing to work with as it is. There's no way he was signing that without some sort of sense of security.
Maybe he wanted $200 million. He goes, you know what, save 50 for Devontae.
Yeah, oh yeah. He's going to get paid by someone, so.
Definitely.
Yeah. But let's switch gears here a little bit to baseball because it's back. Yep. So the lockout's over. Finally, yeah. And we have a lot of movement in the league. Probably the most interesting was not even a trade or signing, but Tatis. This kid seems like an absolute moron. So
he's made of glass.
Well, Yes, but apparently,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. So someone made a statement or asked a question about his wrist. So he has a fractured wrist. He's out for about 3 months. He's a quick healer, for what it's worth. But they asked about a motorcycle accident, and he said which one. So this kid he's got the world by his hands. He is literally the face of baseball, an absolute insane talent, and he's risking it. So you got to imagine the Padres are trying to alleviate some of that risk or have with some of his stupidity, honestly. So because it hurts them and it hurts the game of baseball because he's like one of like the only recognizable players that's like kind of marketed.
Do you think that the owners around the league, including the Padres especially, were like, this is why we want to negotiate this player agreement? Like, we don't want this stuff happening. If we're going to pay you millions and millions of dollars, you are our asset, and we don't want you risking that asset. So I can't, like, this is typical that this would happen and come out. Obviously he wasn't allowed to engage with team doctors or rehab protocols until the lockout ended. But now that it has, it's like, well, this is probably some of the stuff we wanted to talk about in these meetings. And obviously both sides have their own thing. But again, face of baseball. If you're paying me millions and millions of dollars a year, I probably don't need to be on a motorcycle.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we would be different in that position, or
Well, I'll tell you this: just from a pain perspective, if you're dumping that thing multiple times, which is apparently what happened, you're not good enough to ride it.
True. Put some training wheels on that puppy. Ride a trike. Get an extra wheel on there.
Come on, Fernando.
Fernando, what are you doing, bro?
Here, I have a quiz question for you. On the spot trivia.
Okay.
Fernando Tatis Jr.'s dad, Fernando Tatis, also played baseball, major leagues. Okay, he has a major league record that will never be broken. What is it?
Ooh,
it's a tough one. This is way back.
I wouldn't even know what to guess.
He wasn't a famous. I mean, he was famous for this, but he was not, a dominant.
Is it a hitting or a pitching stat?
It is a hitting stat. Yes,
it's a hitting stat.
It's a same inning hitting stat.
A same inning. Did he hit the cycle?
Yeah, he hit 2 grand slams in the same inning.
Damn. Yeah, okay.
No one will ever hit 3 grand slams in the same inning. To have that many people on base happen that many times.
Yeah, I guess the cycle's even more extreme.
Yeah, cycle's hard too, but
that's really difficult.
Unbelievable. Yeah, his dad. I didn't look up his career stats, but Tatis is a generational player. So get it together, man. Get off the motorcycle.
Yep. Shout out to the White Sox for trading him. So on the trade and signing front, we had Matt Olson to the Braves for the world's longest prospect, Christian Pache, and 3 other prospects. So I think this is just a lot of people assuming that Freddie Freeman is out there. I don't think he's signed anywhere yet. I think the lead is the Dodgers. Shocker. But he is not officially signed anywhere yet.
Who do they have over there right now? Who's the Dodgers?
That's a good question.
It's not Muncy, right?
He just sounds like a first baseman. I think it might be, honestly. I don't know off the top of my head.
I know Cody Bellinger was playing first for a while, but he's back out in the outfield.
Does anyone even really have positions anymore? I feel like it's just like whoever's.
Well, now they have to. You're not allowed to shift.
Oh, true. Yeah. But I just mean like from a day-to-day basis.
Yeah, true. What about your Yankees? The Yankees made a move. They traded their catcher, Gary Sanchez.
Yeah, shout out to Gary Sanchez. Him and I were next to each other at the pool in Maui. He didn't realize who he was sitting next to, but he's probably kicking himself now for not saying anything. So Gary,
did you show him your back tattoo of him?
I did. Yeah, he really liked it. So Gary and Gio Urshela went to the Twins for Donaldson. There was 2 more. So we actually got. Let me see. Gary Sanchez trade. It actually was like.
The only one that mattered.
Well, yeah. So they really did it to. I mean, Donaldson's owed $50 million in the next 2 years. So the Yankees got Donaldson, Ben Rochvet, and Isaiah Kinner-Falefa. And so shortstop, catcher, and a third baseman for Gio and Gary. So sad to see Gary go, but he's struggled. A lot of pitchers, obviously it's a rumor, Don't like pitching to him because he's terrible behind the plate, just to put it nicely. Dude can't stop anything. So it makes it tough on guys like Chapman, who throw 104 miles an hour, who like to throw the splitter. So we'll see. I think it's a good trade. I think it helps beef him up.
Yankees kind of broke my heart a little bit this week, giving Rizzo that deal. I was really hoping.
Oh,
Rizzo
yeah.
would come back to my Cubbies.
Yep, but yeah. So Rizzo also got a 2-year deal, which also, presumably Yankees are out on the Freddie Freeman race. They were in on that.
Rizzo's better.
Yeah, I like Rizzo. He's cool. Maybe I'll start collecting.
I mean, he's a constant 280 to 300 hitter. He hits 30 homers, 100 RBIs, and he wins Gold Glove every single year.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. The Nats signed Nelson Cruz 1 year, $15 million. Kershaw is back with the Dodgers at $17 million, and then one big one, which makes no sense. The Rockies signed Chris Bryant for 7 years, $182 million. What do you think about that one?
It's infuriating. It's infuriating because the Cubs offered him more than that, originally. And I think that part of the thing with this MLB lockout and one of the major things that the players were pissed about was what happened. I mean, Chris Bryant was kind of the first time it came to light. It's been happening for a while, but the whole keeping him down for the first 15 games, allowing you to control their, in their rookie season, if you keep them down in the minors for the first 15 games, it allows you an extra year of control on their contract. Basically, that they're under their rookie contract or whatever for an additional year. It takes another year for them to go into free agency and make the big bucks. And I think that really just soured him on the Cubs. So yeah, he took the Rockies. I mean, maybe it's because out in Colorado, he figures he can hit more bombs with the thin air. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, as a Rockies fan, though, you just lost Nolan Arenado, and then you give Chris Bryant a big contract. It's almost the same amount of money. So Arenado's 8 years, $260. He got from the Cardinals, and Bryant's at 7, for $182. Yeah. So it's pretty close, but I would be pissed as a Rockies fan. But I like Chris Bryant. He's a really cool player, great player. But we'll see how that works out, or if it works out.
It's sickening for me, but it is what it is.
But yeah, so baseball's back, pretty cool.
Yeah,
looking forward to all that. So we'll obviously have more as the season actually approaches and spring training and all that. So but for now we have March Madness. Don't the unofficial games are already going on right now, actually.
Well,
the first four.
The first four, yeah.
Yeah.
The second two of the first four are going on tonight, I think, and then the real bracket, like the field of 64, starts tomorrow.
Yeah, I haven't actually made my bracket yet.
You better do that tonight. Actually, it really doesn't matter if you want to just I'm going to win it anyway.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I looked on our group thing on ESPN, our GFNF bracketology challenge, and there is a ton of people that entered this thing. A lot of sad members. A lot of members that are going to be sad when I walk away with this thing with ease.
Who do you got winning?
Okay, here's the. I'll make it. I'll give you my predictions, listeners. Nico's going to copy this, but here it is. I have in the final four. I have 2 1 seeds and 2 2 seeds.
Okay.
I know it's like you're just picking the favorites, but 74% of the time that's what's happened in the history of this tournament. But I actually have both 2 seeds in the finals. I won't tell you who. I'll just tell you my winner. I have Kentucky winning it.
Okay, well that's one of your 2 seeds.
Kentucky is one of my 2 seeds. Yep.
I feel like your other 2 seeds probably Villanova, but I also don't feel like that because, well, you got Illinois on that side, but you're not taking them all the way.
I have Illinois losing in the second round. I love them to death, but they're just there. That's my team. But we got beat by Sister Mary Clarence's Loyola Chicago last year in the second round as the number 2 overall, number 1 seed last year. So if Illinois surprises me, great. But you are right. I do have Kentucky over Villanova.
Yeah,
that is my fun.
Okay. Yeah, we'll see. I got to look a little bit. I'm not gonna think too far into it. I was actually supposed to be on my way to Las Vegas right now.
Ooh,
but that got canceled, unfortunately.
bummer.
Yeah, it's a great. Have you been there for March Madness before?
I have not been there for March Madness. I have been to March Madness
A lot of
tournament.
testosterone. A lot
Oh
of
yeah,
It's literally like I think it's top 3 like most busiest weekends in Vegas. Rightfully so. I think it's up there with like opening weekend NFL and stuff. It's
tons of sports book betting.
Oh, dude, it's a great time. Like every restaurant has, you can book a table, you get food credit, drink credit, all that. It's really really fun. It's a marathon of just
that sounds awesome.
betting and drinking, and yeah, it's good. It's really really fun. So I'll get out there again eventually. But yeah, so we'll see who we'll report back and see who wins that once that's all wrapped up.
Well, it's still going on next week, so we'll allow you to make your prediction next week, even though it'll be cut down to probably 16 teams by then. But...
Do we have a prize for like the worst bracket? Because we should give out something for the worst bracket.
Yeah, kind of like we should definitely make trophies or championship.
I don't know if we decided on that yet, but I think we should. Baker, so Baker Mayfield, interesting post. Pretty much wrote a letter to Cleveland. I mean, he said in it like, "I'm not doing this for any reason," but it felt like it was for a reason. After Cleveland interviewed Deshaun Watson, so I think everyone's in on Deshaun Watson. Let's be honest. The legal baggage is gone, so you have to imagine anyone that has a quarterback need or is like iffy at quarterback is going to go after him because he is a good talent. He's a great quarterback. So
plus, if 2017 football wax wasn't high enough already,
true. But Baker Mayfield also is like he's like good, but he's not great. Gets hurt a lot. I mean, he's been probably like the best Browns quarterback in a while, so that's something.
Yeah,
not hard.
He'll land a starting gig.
Oh yeah, he will. Where I don't know. Dude,
probably the Cowboys. They're hurt.
Oh yeah, we do need someone. We do need someone.
No, I do like Dak. I like Dak, but there's plenty. I mean, off the top of my head, I would think that. I mean, unless they're sticking with these young kids that kind of are. I'll tell you who needs a quarterback. Seattle.
Oh, they got Drew Lock though.
Realistically. Yeah. I mean
Who's the Sam Darnold's Panthers, right?
That's another one that I'm not a huge fan of. I mean, you could also. I don't think that the Jets are necessarily fully sold on Zach Wilson yet.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know.
We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, he'll land somewhere if he's gone. But
yep.
Yeah. Do you want to kick us off on our high dollar sales of the week?
Yeah. So we'll just start from the top here. The highest amount of a pre-1968 card ever sold on eBay this last week. It was a 1948 Bowman basketball George Mikan PSA 9, just his rookie card. I was well away from being born in 1948, so I don't know George Mikan, but Hall of Famer, PSA 9, $800,000 is what this sold for on eBay. It's eBay's highest dollar sale pre-1968 ever.
That's pretty crazy.
Who's clicking on eBay on their phone, laying in bed, swapping back and forth from TikTok and eBay, spending $800K?
That's true. I wonder who is.
It's wild, dude. That's wild.
Yeah,
some people.
That is pretty crazy.
Sometimes when I'm in public and people don't know me that well, I'll be like, I just missed it. Make it seem like I was on the cusp of pulling the trigger at 801,000, but
Yeah, you were close.
They don't. Yeah, they don't need to know.
Yeah, exactly. Another basketball. So a Dr. J PSA 10 from 1974, 132,000. Something light.
Not bad.
One of the.
You know what's funny? This is actually looking at this list of our top ones this week. It looks light compared to some. I mean, because we've had multiple weeks where we've had cards 2 or 3, 4 cards over $250,000. That's not the case this week, but this is still astounding.
Yeah,
I mean,
it is.
I think
it just lets you know that there's plenty of money out there still being spent. So it's good to see, though, for that reason.
I'll take the next two because I know your boy's coming up after that. That 1981 Topps Joe Montana, his rookie PSA 10, which is pretty low pop count. Those older cards, the junk wax era in PSA 10s are tough. Did 95,000. Now, this next one, the 2000 Bowman Chrome Tom Brady refractor BGS 9, 3 9.5s. I didn't zoom in on this. It was kind of a blurry picture on when I was doing some research, but 3 9.5s, which means one of the categories took a real bath to bring it down to a 9. But it did 92,000. So BGS 9 Tom Brady refractor, rookie refractor, out of 2000 Bowman Chrome. Again, we're hoping to see some Bowman Chrome football come back up through Fanatics and Topps now that they have the license coming up. But great card.
It must have been it must have been like an 8.5 or less at that point if it brought it down. But still obviously a monster card. Yeah, so here's a pretty classic one, a 51 Bowman Mantle, PSA 8. We had PSA 8 OC, so pretty infamous card for being OC. 60,000, just a hair under 60,000.
You know what's cool about this card? You know what the last PSA 8 without a qualifier sold for?
How much?
615,000. Yeah,
that doesn't surprise me. It's a tough card to find centered, and they're not obviously they're not cheap. Being is 51 Bowman, but
if I'm that dude with that card, the difference between you putting OC on there and not cost over $500,000, I would have called the grader and be like, "Listen, dude, you want to make an easy $100K?
Yeah,
don't put the OC
that's a lot of money. That's definitely a lot of money difference, but it matters.
Shout out McKay's cousin. He probably would just give it a 10 and move down.
Probably. Would you? No, I digress. Luka Doncic, 2018 Prism, blue out of 199, 54,000. I don't know the history on that card. I don't know if that's a lot or a little bit. It seems high with how basketball's been, but Luka's been playing pretty well. But I mean, his team is like, I guess I shouldn't say that without actually knowing the Mavs record, but I know they usually are not. Okay, they're in 5th place. But literally,
the fact of the matter is, based on what we've gone through, you would admit we're seeing less and less modern basketball cards making this list.
At least it's not like a true National Treasures RPA, like the big boys.
Sure.
Yeah, a lot more vintage, for sure, popping up on this. But
another one of your boys to cap it off here.
Yeah. So we had 2021 Formula One release this week, and most recently we had a 2020 Lewis Hamilton orange auto, PSA 7 with a 10 on the auto, sold for 43,000. Seems I don't know if it seems low, just because a lot of these cards are messed up.
There was a huge edge issue, right, with
2020
Chrome F1.
Yep, that's what gets it. But still a big card, 40,000. We've already seen some of the new stuff. His base refractor auto, I think last time I checked, like the first day, it did 20,000. There is a red auto on bidding right now. Let's see what it's at, because I'm pretty sure it was at like 20 something thousand last time I checked. It's at 50,000. So true red auto out of 5. It's got 3 days left.
So that's going to be up near 75 at least, should be.
Maybe even more. I think 3 of these have been pulled already too. 2 or 3 reds. Within the first.
And this is out of 2020, right? Not 2021.
No, this is 2021.
Oh, okay.
So this is
really?
Yeah.
That's like defying the odds, pulling 3 out of the 5, and
it's from Hong Kong.
How long has it been out? A week?
So have fun paying that customs fee. You're better off just flying out there. And
no thanks.
Yeah. So some big polls. The non-auto logo man LaMelo from Flawless was pulled on Instagram. I don't know who it was.
Yeah, it was. They didn't. It was. It's a tiny. It's a personal Instagram. They were just ripping for, which is also I love seeing personal rips turn into something like that too. It doesn't always have to be the monster breakers.
Have you seen the video of the kid that pulls the black 101 Disco Zion? You haven't seen the What's Up Mario video? Oh my god, I gotta send it to you. So there's a video of this. He's got to be like 13, 14, doing breaks. Got his gloves on, and he's like doing an Instagram live, and he casually pulls the 101 Zion, and he's like, "Oh, this is a cool card," and he turns it up, turns around. He's like, "Oh, 101 Zion," and I guess his kid Mario joins the live stream. He's like, "What's up, Mario?" Like just in between, like pulling this absolute like monster card. I'll have to send you the video because it's really really funny.
Real quick, I just need to say something here that needs to be said. For all you breakers out there, don't wear gloves.
Yeah, it's
you don't need to. All you're gonna do is snag a corner with them. You can wipe a fingerprint off, but you cannot wipe off a damaged corner. Yep,
I agree. I'm with you on that. A couple other big ones. Speaking of 101, a Lewis Hamilton. So the 2021 F1 has a light version with the Ray Waves. The Lewis Hamilton 101 Ray Wave was pulled already. The portrait card. So it's the number one card in the set. So big one. I don't think it's been moved or anything like that. I think it might be grading. One other one on the F1 front. Probably one of the big chases. The Mick Schumacher Superfractor Auto was pulled. And I know it is going to grading. So
that's awesome. Yeah, that'll be a huge one.
Yeah. So he's probably the rookie chase in the set, even though he had a card last year. So we'll keep an eye on that one. Late in last night, I'm pretty sure, as Drake purchased, I think it was like 15 or 20 flawless briefcases to open himself. Chasing, I'm pretty sure this card. Leighton pulled a triple logo man at Durant, Curry, and Giannis. So pretty big card. Those have been the chases in that product. So another one bites the dust there. And then real breaks with the Marcelo Mayer Red Wave Auto out of 5. Another absolute monster. We saw the super. Actually, I'm surprised he didn't put it on here. The Mayer Superfractor Auto sold. I think it was like 100 in. It was either 140 or 180,000. PSA 9 with a 10 on the auto. So that's a pretty big card. Yeah, it was on Golden. But
some of these cards get pulled. It's like, you and I have bought into plenty of breaks. We've opened plenty of boxes. I want to know what it feels like to have something like that happen. I don't think it will. But speaking of real breaks on this last one, we'll have Ryan, one of the owners of Real Breaks, as a guest on the podcast here coming up, and he'll tell you how many boxes it actually takes to rip open to pull stuff like that, because these breakers, blatant Real Breaks, they're opening more boxes than you could possibly imagine.
Yeah. It's like you go look at these people's Instagrams, you're like, holy shit! Like, how do you open that? And how do you hit all this stuff? And it takes a lot of product.
And that's what the argument people say. Oh, they get loaded boxes. They don't. They just open more than any. You open, 500 cases of something, you're gonna hit something major.
Yep, exactly. So it's good marketing by a lot of these guys. So but upcoming this week, hopefully we see F1 Chrome Blasters. They are scheduled to release. They were sold by like Steel City Blowout, so they should be coming. Probably some more Mosaic Football, and then I think the big one's F1 Sapphire, which should be realistically any day now. We're hoping for a Montgomery Club drop like last year, which is nice because it kind of tips us off on when the public release is going to be, if they do have one. So we'll be watching for that. And we did have the Bahrain testing last week, and then we do have the actual race this week. So
it's excited.
Yeah, so Verstappen did have the fastest. He had 53 laps. He did have the fastest lap. And then you have Hamilton and playing the, and this is kind of funny, he kind of always says Mercedes got some kinks to work out, the car's not driving right, but it's kind of a tale as old as time with him. He
Brand new car, isn't it?
Well, they always are, but he does this every year. He says the car needs a lot of work. We got to learn it a little bit better, but I don't think anyone buys it.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't really worry on that front. So we'll see. Race is Sunday, so be interesting one to see who comes out ahead in the beginning of the season. The market's crazy right now with F1, so people can't get enough of it. Hobby boxes are over $1,000 at this point, so
it's unbelievable. I wonder what do you think they're going to drop Sapphire at?
500.
That's what I think too. I think it'll still do 1,000 or more.
Oh, it'll do more. It'll do more. It's doing more than Hobby last year, so there's no reason I don't think it'll.
No, and Tops will come out and drop it at $7.99.99.
Oh, don't say that.
That's the kind of stuff they do, though.
That would be terrible. I don't even put that into the universe. We're gonna forget Jake said that. Might
just kidding, Tops. Don't do it. Don't do it.
We're gonna just edit that out so it's gone forever. But I think we'll wrap it up there. Again, if you guys want to connect with us, GFNF, on Twitter at GFNF__. Same on Instagram, and you could hit us up on gfnf.io, join the waitlist, get into the group. If you want to connect with me, Twitter at NaffyBoy13, and Jake, where can we find you?
At Wrigley Elite SC.
Yeah, so I think that'll do it, guys, and we will see you guys next week for episode 10. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.